Welcome back, investors. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about getting to the 100k milestone within my portfolio and what it means for the compounding effect it will have on its growth. I'm currently less than 1% away from the 100k milestone, which I'm really excited about. So, what is compounding? Compounding is the repeated addition of growth on the originally invested sum over a period of time. So let's see it in action. So if you had £1,000 in the first year and it compounded at 10%, your overall number at the end of the year will be £1,100. In the second year, if it compounded again at 10%, it will be 10% of £1,100. So you'd end up at 1,210. In the third year, it will be 10% of 1,210, which will equate to £1,331 at the end of the year, and so on and so on. And the higher the number of compounding periods, the greater the amount of compound growth it will be. Charlie Munger, the former partner of Warren Buffett, who sadly passed away, once said, "The first 100,000 is a challenge, but you got to do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on $100,000 or pounds. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit." And that's in relation to compounding, because according to Munger, at £100,000, this is when the compounding effect really starts to show dividends. Charlie, I hope you're telling the truth and it hasn't been a scam to get to that 100,000 and then it doesn't really happen. Look, either way, I'm going to be showcasing whether it does or not through my portfolio journey, so make sure you subscribe to see the result. So I'm going to do a few calculations on this compounding effect. So let's just put in 100,000. My monthly contribution is generally £1,666, and the reason that is that's the monthly amount I need to put in to get to my 20k ISA allowance, which makes everything tax-free. Now let's just do a short horizon for now. I generally do a 7% rate, although historically the S&P 500 has performed at 10% per annum since 1923, so a huge history of consistent growth, but I like to be a bit more conservative at 7. Now let's see what that throws up. So in 5 years, I would have contributed 200,000, but my growth would have been over £50,000 just from the compounding effect. Now if we go back and let's just do this for a longer term horizon, let's just do 10 years, calculate, and now you really see it in action. So my contributions will be 300,000, but I would have had over 170k in growth just on its own. Now if we do this for slightly longer, let's just say 20 years, because I don't want to be working for longer than that. So now look at the curve, starting to curve upwards by a lot. So my contributions would have been just under 500k, and I would have 1.2 million by the end of it. And that's only at 7%. If we go back to the 10% that the S&P 500 has been returning, and now look at this, it's almost like a boomerang. The growth would have been 1.3k, over 1.3k. So that's really good. Now, obviously, I understand that not everybody can achieve those numbers. Let's just start with £1,000, and let's just say you invest £200 a month with that, which I believe should be possible for most people. And again, let's do a 7% growth rate. And now look, you would have put in £50,000, but your money would be £100,000. So you would have doubled your money in 20 years. Just from £200 a month. Now if we go to 10%, and now look at that, your 50,000 will be 145,000, give or take. That's massive. Now if you up that amount, let's just say you do £100 a week. Now you're looking at contribution of 97,000, but your overall amount would be 280,000. So almost 200k in growth. Now I want to do one final exercise. So compounding is really effective the longer you do it. So I want to do an exercise. So for example, if you started investing when you're 21, the UK retirement age is 66 right now. So imagine you did this for 45 years. Let's go for £1,000 and let's do monthly contribution of 200, because when you're 21 you don't have that much money available to you. And let's do 45 years. Estimate rate at 7%. Calculate. And look at this, in 45 years, on £200 a month, you're getting 700k. And that's on a conservative 7% growth rate. Now, if we do the 10%, which the S&P grew at, and now you're talking about 1.8 million. And that's how compounding can make you a millionaire. That's amazing. And this is why compounding is so important. And this is why you should try and, if you can, prioritize your finances and treat it like a bill, and then you can see the kind of benefits that you can gain. I hope that's been helpful, and I hope that motivates you to start or continue investing so you achieve some of these numbers. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you're new to the channel and you're curious to see what is actually in my portfolio, then watch this video linked here, where I go through what I actually have within it. So please subscribe if you want to follow my journey. I get really excited by watching the follower count grow. I know it might be boring to some people, but it's really exciting to me. I've recently gone past the 100 mark, which is a big milestone for me, and hopefully that continues. Thank you very much again. See you on the next one.